Welcome to another video from Applisancy. Are you one of the millions relying on social grants from South Africa's Social Security Agency, SASSA, and worried about whether your family will survive the rising cost of living? Maybe you care for an elderly parent, or you supporting children, and every rand counts. In just a few moments, we'll reveal the January 2026 payment dates, but more importantly, we'll show you how a small increase, together with alertness, can keep that safety net strong. Stay with us. This could make the difference between stress and relief for your household. But first, have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, click subscribe and press the notification bell so you never miss a crucial update that affects you and your loved ones. In this video, we'll take you on a journey from why SASSA payments matter now more than ever to what changes have come and, most importantly, how to protect your grant. Let's begin. Inflation bites, bills rise, food and transport costs keep going up. For many families, especially those depending on grants, every month feels like a balancing act. It's not just numbers on a paper. It's feeding your children, paying for school supplies, buying medicines, securing dignity for elderly parents. And that's why SASSA matters, because for millions, it is not charity, it's survival. Over 28 million people across the country depend on social assistance. Grants for children, the elderly, disabled persons, they are the backbone for many households when jobs dwindle and prices soar. You might be thinking, is that help enough? Perhaps not always, but there's hope, because in October 2025, SASSA increased the grant amounts. That small increase may seem modest, but for a household stretching every rand, it's real impact. And now with January 2026 ahead, many are watching, waiting. In this video, we'll unpack what's coming, so you know what to expect. Let's talk money, real money, not promises. As of October 2025, SASSA adjusted monthly grants slightly upwards. The basic grants after increase are Old Age Grant and Disability Grant now at 2,320 Rand, and for seniors over 75 or war veterans, the grant is 2,340 Rand. For many of you caring for elderly parents, that extra 10 Rand, small as it may sound, can go towards additional groceries or essential bills. For families relying on child support or care dependency grants, the increase helps too. But what does this really mean in daily life? Imagine being able to buy that extra bag of mealie meal, or afford a bit more electricity, or maybe attend to a medical need. For someone living month to month, it's dignity. It's a buffer against hardship. This video isn't just about numbers, it's about people. It's about you, your parent, your child, your neighbor. Because when SASSA increases grants, it isn't luxury, it's needed relief. And more importantly, it's a signal. Government acknowledges the pressure many face. So keep watching. These are not small details. But here's the catch. Having the grant amount increased doesn't automatically translate to smooth payments. Too often, beneficiaries run into issues, delays, long queues at pay points or ATMs, outdated cards, or even fraud. And more so when many people expect payout at once, chaos can erupt. That's why proper schedule and clarity are vital. Now, good news, SASSA has already released the payment calendar for 2025-2026, which means you can plan. Withdraw at safer times, avoid peak crowds, help elderly or disabled family members collect on time. For many households, that planning can save days of uncertainty, hours of waiting, and stress. Knowledge is power. Knowing early means you protect yourself. That's why this video matters. And if you haven't yet, just subscribe. You don't want to miss updates when things change. Now, here's the big moment. For January 2026, the official grant payment dates from SASSA have been set. Older persons' grants will be paid on 6 January 2026. Disability grants on 7th January 2026, and children and other family-based grants on 8th January 2026. That's right, Mark your calendar, write it down, tell your family. For caregivers, for older parents, for children depending on support, knowing exactly when the money arrives means planning ahead. Groceries, rent, medicines, school needs. It matters. And remember, after the recent small increase, this January payment means you'll receive the improved amount, not the old one. That 2,320 Rand or 2,340 Rand, not the previous lower amount. If you or a loved one depend on these grants, this could be the relief you've been waiting for after a long and uncertain year. But dates and amounts alone are not the full story, because trusting the system means more than just showing up. It means staying alert, protecting your details, guarding your benefit against misuse. You see, in recent months, Sisita Tolashe, the Minister of Social Development, has repeatedly emphasized that while SASSA grants reach millions, fraud and abuse remain a threat. That's why SASSA continues to tighten verification processes, income checks, asset thresholds, means-taste reviews. This is so that only truly eligible recipients receive support. What does it mean for you? Keep your records updated. If you've moved, changed bank accounts, or updated your status, make sure SASSA knows. Keep your ID and documents safe. Don't share sensitive details with unverified agents offering fast grants, because protecting your grant is not just about getting money. It's about preserving your dignity and your future. For many families, the dusk of 2025 felt heavy. Rising costs, smaller paychecks, uncertainty around the next SASSA payment. Maybe you skipped a meal to stretch the rand. Maybe you worried if school fees or transport fares would be late. But now there is light ahead. Because January 2026 is not just another payout, it's a fresh start. With the official dates announced and the improved grant amounts in your pocket, this can be a time of relief. Plan carefully. Withdraw early if needed. Help those who struggle, the elderly, the disabled, children. Use the grant to build strength, stability, compassion. If you care about yourself or loved ones or even neighbors, share this video with them. Let's make sure no one misses out. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Stay informed, stay empowered. Because together, we watch, we protect, we survive.
As we step into 2026, one truth remains unchanged. Social grants are still the backbone of millions of households. Look around your own community. You'll see grandparents raising grandchildren, mothers holding families together, and people with disabilities who simply cannot work yet still need dignity and stability. These are not statistics. These are people we know, people we love, people like you. South Africa's economy is still recovering. Food prices are unpredictable. Taxi fares jump without warning. Electricity costs rise. And all of this presses hardest on those with the least. That is why the government's commitment to social assistance and SASSA's continued fight to stabilize payments is so important. The Minister of Social Development has said repeatedly that no eligible grant will be cancelled without proper verification. That reassurance matters. It means someone is watching your back. It means the system, even with its flaws, is trying to protect you. So when we speak about January 2026 payments, we're not just talking about dates. We're talking about hope, a new month, a chance to breathe again. And in a moment, we're going deeper into what to expect next. But before we continue, if this video is helping you, please subscribe. It supports the channel and keeps you informed. You might wonder, when will SASSA ever be perfect? When will queues stop? When will fraud disappear? The truth is, SASSA has faced real challenges. Long lines, delayed applications, old systems, and even staff corruption. But something changed over the past year. Leadership stabilized, new technology was introduced, and ministers started pushing harder than before. In 2024-2025, SASSA processed more than 1.8 million new applications, exceeding their own targets. Mobile units reached villages and rural communities that had been waiting for years. And over 478 fraud cases were successfully finalized, including officials caught abusing the system. Those actions saved millions of rands, money that now stays exactly where it should, in the hands of the people who depend on it. The truth is simple. If fraud isn't crushed, real families suffer. But if fraud is stopped, the grant system grows stronger and your payment becomes more secure. So as we move toward January 2026, don't only look at the date. Look at the fact that the system is being cleaned up step by step so that your grant, your security, remains safe. Stay with us. The next scene is important.
In January, there are school uniforms to buy, stationery lists, transport fees, medical needs, and rising food costs after a festive season that stretches budgets thin. That's why the January 2026 SASSA payment means more than just the next payout. It's a reset. For some families, it is the very thing that stops financial collapse. For others, it is the difference between sending a child to school with confidence or with worry. Now that you know the payment dates, older persons on 6 January, disability on 7 January, and children's on 8 January, you can plan with certainty. You can prepare. You can help your loved ones get to the pay point safely. And because the increased grant amounts are still in place, you start in the year with just a bit more strength than before. This is hope, not the kind that comes from big speeches, but the small, real hope that comes when you can buy electricity, or pay a taxi fare, or send a child to school with dignity. As we move into the final scenes, we'll talk about how to protect your grant and make sure you never fall victim to fraud or misinformation. Now that we've covered the payment dates, the amounts, and the improvements behind the scenes, there's one more thing that every beneficiary must understand: how to protect your grant. Every year, thousands of people lose money simply because they trusted the wrong person, shared the wrong detail, or failed to verify their information in time. Criminals know that many beneficiaries are elderly or caring for children, and they target that vulnerability. So here's the truth. SASSA will never ask you to pay for faster approval, never send private WhatsApp messages, and never instruct you to hand over your card to a stranger. If anyone tells you they can fix your grant, renew it quickly, or unlock your payment, walk away. It's a trap. Always check updates from the official SASSA Facebook page or the government website. Keep your ID, bank card, and phone number safe. If you receive an SMS that seems suspicious, don't click any links. Call SASSA directly. And remember, grant reviews are normal. Verification is normal. But cancellation without communication is not. Stay alert, protect yourself, and protect your family. We are getting closer to the emotional conclusion. Stay with us. Sometimes people speak about grants like they are just numbers in a government budget. But for real families like yours, they are much more. Think of a grandmother raising 2 grandchildren because the parents are unemployed. Think of a mother trying to stretch every rand to buy food and electricity. Think of a disabled person who can't find work and depends on this income to live with dignity. These are the people SASSA serves. These are the people kept afloat by that 2,320 or 2,340 rand. These are the people whose lives improve with even a small increase. And these are the people who need accurate information, fair systems, and reliable payment dates. The government has committed almost R1 trillion to the wider social wage, support that includes health, education, housing, and social grants. That's not charity. That's a country trying to lift its people. And as we move further into 2026, it is families, not figures, who remain at the center of it all. This is why your grant matters. This is why you need to stay informed. And this is why this video is so important. In a moment, we wrap everything together.
As we close this video, take a moment to breathe. You made it through a difficult year. You carried your family through rising prices, uncertainty, and stress. Yet here you are, entering 2026 with clarity, knowledge, and strength. The January payment dates are confirmed. The increased amounts remain in place. The system behind the scenes is being cleaned up, and you now know how to protect your grant, your future, and your family. So ask yourself, what will this year look like if you plan early? If you stay informed? If you protect what's yours? Because better days don't come from big promises. They come from small steps taken consistently by people who refuse to give up. People like you. If this video helped you, please subscribe to Ablizanzi. Our goal is simple: to keep South Africans informed, secure, and empowered. Your support helps us continue bringing accurate and life-changing updates that matter to you and your loved ones. Share this video with someone who needs hope, someone who relies on these grants, someone who deserves clarity. From our team to your family, may 2026 bring dignity, peace, and protection. Better days are ahead. Stay safe, stay informed, and protect your grant. Till next time, bye.